Bonjour, you're most welcome to walk through lesson 5, and lesson 5 is l'anniversaire. In this lesson we will be talking about possessive adjective, qualificative adjective, okay, just to you're going to be given an opportunity to describe things with using more words. Okay, so the first one we are going to do is les adjectifs possessives. Now in English, when you want to speak of your possession, you could say my father, my mother, my sister, my brother. It is my always, but in French it changes. Okay, so if the noun is masculine singular, we have a particular pattern. If it is feminine singular, we have another set of words, and if it is masculine or feminine plural, you got to learn another set of words. Okay, so let's try to understand. And I have in this slide the corresponding subjects mentioned so that it could be easier for you to understand. So we have masculine singular is mon, which corresponds to je. Okay, like you want to say my father, it becomes mon père. Okay, you want to say my pen, it becomes mon stylo. If it is feminine singular, if the noun that you are referring to, what you are possessing, is feminine, it becomes ma. Okay? If it is plural, it changes into me. So mo, ma and me, all the three words convey the same meaning, my. You have to learn three words, and that corresponds to the subject je. Okay? So corresponding to tu, you get ton, ta and te. So you want to say your friend, ton ami. Okay? You want to say your brother, it becomes ton frère. Your sister becomes ta sœur. Then you want to say your pencils, it becomes tes crayons. I hope you are able to understand me. We have a masculine singular form, we have a feminine singular form, and a masculine and feminine plural form. So corresponding to il or elle, you get son, sa and se. Corresponding to nous, you get notre, masculine and feminine, it's the same, and the plural becomes nos. Corresponding to vous, we get votre, again votre, and then vos. Il or elle, it becomes leur, and the plural form pronunciation is leur, but we have another s. So mo, ma and me conveys the meaning my, ton, ta and te means your, son, sa and se could be his or her depending on your subject. If it is corresponding to il, it could be his, okay, or her, and also depending on the noun. Nous becomes notre, nos is our and ours, okay, votre and votre is your, that's a plural form. Ton and ta and votre both means your, but ton is for the singular form, and whereas for vous, you give more respect. Okay, so votre, vos is your, leur, and leur with s is their and theirs. Okay, we will try to understand this more as we move on to the next slide to do sentences. So here we go. Je porte. Porter is an ER group verb meaning to wear. Okay, W-E-A-R, to wear. So je porte mon chapeau. I'm putting on or I'm wearing my hat. Chapeau is masculine, so you say mon chapeau. Then ma robe. Robe is dress, robe is feminine, so we say ma robe. Et mes bottes. Bottes is boots, and it's plural. Okay, so everything is my in English, but when you translate it into French, we have three different words to use. If you sometimes in your exercises, they may ask you to change the singular sentence into the plural form. Okay, so corresponding to je, we have to write plural form is nous. So corresponding conjugation becomes nous portons, and we learned today corresponding to nous, our masculine singular possessive adjective is notre. So it goes nous portons notre chapeau. Feminine singular is also notre, so notre robe. Et, we don't change it into plural, it's the same spelling, and the plural form becomes nos bottes. So nous portons notre chapeau, notre robe et nos bottes. Okay, so we are wearing our hat, our dress, and our boots. So let's go for the next sentence. Tu écoutes ton père, ta mère et tes professeurs. Okay, you're listening to your father, your mother, and your teachers. So the plural changes into vous écoutez. Just understand, we are just changing the subject from tu to vous, and corresponding conjugation keeps changing. So vous écoutez votre père, votre mère et vos professeurs. It's the same translation. The meaning is you, but we give more respect. Okay? And I think this sentence also reminds us that it is a great value that we have to practice. Listening to our parents, listening to our teachers, something very, very good to practice. We move on to the next sentence. Je téléphone à mon étudiant. I telephone to my students. Now here in this sentence, that word étudiant noun is feminine singular, but we have made use of MON and not MA. Okay? So that is an exception. We need to understand the feminine singular nouns, if it begins with a vowel, the ma, ta and sa possessive adjective changes into mon, ton and son. So that's why instead of ma we get mon. Je téléphone à mon étudiant. Tu admires ton actrice favorite. You admire your favorite actress. Elle rencontre son ami dans son école. Rencontrer is to meet. She meets her friend in the school. So ami and école are two words which are feminine, but it begins with a vowel. So instead of SA, we make use of SON. There's another way of expressing possession. So we make use of possessive adjective before the noun, just to say my father, mon père, ma mère. We could also make use of this expression être and the preposition a and a pronoun tonique. Okay? So we have an example there. C'est leur maison. It is their house. Okay? LEUR is possessive adjective. So we could even say this house belongs to them. So it becomes cette maison est à eux. This house belongs to them. You could even go for c'est ma maison. It is my house. Cette maison est à moi. This house belongs to me. Now you want to say this is your house. So it could be cette maison est à toi. C'est ta maison. It is your house. Cette maison est à toi. So there are two ways. You make use of the possessive adjective before the noun, or we could construct a sentence. You could write the noun using any other adjective. We make use of the verb être followed by the preposition a, and then you write the pronoun tonique. So there are two ways of expressing possession. Let's try to do an exercise. Okay, the first exercise. Complétez les adjectifs possessifs convenables. So you have to complete with the suitable possessive adjective. So remember I told you corresponding to je, your possible answers could be mon, ma and mes. So our first sentence is j'écris à directeur. I write to my director. Director is masculine, so you go for mon directeur. Tu écris à, you're writing to. So your subject is tu, possible answer could be ton, ta and te. Directrice is feminine, so you get tu écris à ta directrice. Il fait son devoir. He is doing his homework. Ils font leur devoir. So ILS is the plural form. Corresponding possessive adjective becomes LEURS. Isabelle parle à sœur. Sœur is feminine singular, so you get SA. Okay? Et à ses amis. Isabelle speaks to her sister and to her friends. Now SA remains same because the word sir begins with a consonant and not a vowel. Tu présentes ton père et ta mère. You introduce your father and your mother. Nous offrons notre aide. We offer our help. Vous offrez. So corresponding to vous, you get votre. So vous offrez votre aide. Let's try the next exercise. Remplissez les tirets avec les pronoms convenables. Fill in the blanks with the suitable pronouns. So here you're going to have the second explanation I gave you regarding possessive adjective or how to express possession. Remember, we learned you make use of the verb être followed by the preposition a and then the pronoun tonique. So the first sentence goes like this. C'est ta photo. It is your photo. So we could go, cette photo est à toi. This photograph belongs to you. Ce sont leurs romans. These are their novels. So, ces romans sont you could go for EUX, ELLES, both correct because it means these novels belong to them. C'est ma gomme. It's my rubber. So, cette gomme est à moi. I hope you are able to understand what I am telling you. You just have to remember to write the pronoun tonic. We have to understand which possessive adjective we are using, okay, corresponding to which subject. Ce sont ses peintures. These are his paintings. Ces peintures sont à lui or elle. So these paintings belong to him. It could even belong to her. C'est notre bouquet. It's our bouquet. Ce bouquet est à nous. Well, in this lesson, we are going to learn the third category of verbs, okay? The verbs that end in RE. So, first lesson we came across ER group, then we learned the IR group, and now we are going on to the third group, that the verbs which end in RE. Okay? So, let's have a look at the verb and how the verb is conjugated, and I am sure you are able to formulate and tell me, okay, what would be the rule? How do we conjugate a verb that ends in RE? So, we have the verb VENDRE, vendre. So, if you can think in English, that word gives you an idea. It is the vendor, okay, somebody who sells. So, vendre is to sell. So, let's see the conjugation. Je vends, you get a S there. Tu vends, you get a S. Il or elle vend, you don't write anything there. No ending is added. Then you go nous vendons with the same ER group ending, ONS, vous vendez, EEZ, il or elle vend with ENT.
So for the first group of verbs ER, we delete ER and add
EESE, ONS, EZ. Then the IR group was IS, ISIT, ISS, ONS, ISS, EZ, ISS, ENT. And now we are learning the third one. So how do you formulate the sentence? They could say if a verb ends in RE, we delete RE or you drop RE and you add the endings SS nothing. You don't have to add anything. Then you go for ONS, EEZ and ENT. We have a few similar verbs which follow the regular rule. Okay, so you get attendre, to wait. The word attendre begins with a vowel, so how do you conjugate? You have to write J apostrophe ATTENDS and it goes like that. Tu, ATTENDS, then ATTEND. With nu you get the answer ATTENDONS, ATTENDEEZ and ATTENDENT. You have another verb there, répondre, to respond. So all the verbs mentioned there follow the same rule. Entendre, to hear. Descendre, to descend or to come down. So all these verbs follow the same rule. You delete RE and you add the endings SS nothing, ONS, EEZ and ENT. Now let's look at some of the RE verbs which are irregular. Okay, they do not follow the rule that I mentioned to you just now. So let's have a look at the first verb given there, prendre. Okay, prendre is to take. We came across conjugation of this verb in the fourth lesson. So you get, I think the first part follows the rule. So it's like you delete RE and you add SS nothing. Okay, so je prends, tu prends, il prend, elle prend. Nous, vous, il and elle, you have the irregularity. Okay, so it is nous, PRENONS, vous, PRENEZ, il or elle, PRENNENT. So let's listen to the pronunciation. Je prends, tu prends, il prend, elle prend. It's all the same. Nous prenons, vous prenez, ils prennent, elles prennent. We have a few similar verbs which follow prendre, like apprendre, APP and then it's the same, which means to learn. You could go for comprendre, COM and then the same word, which means to understand. We have another set of verbs there, dire, écrire and lire. Let's try to understand all the three verbs at the same time. Let's see. So you see the conjugation, it's like you remove the RE and then it goes SST. So je dis, tu dis, il dit, elle dit. Same way, écrire is j'écris, tu écris, il écrit, elle écrit. Lire is je lis, tu lis, il lit or elle lit. Let's go for dire with corresponding to nous. Okay, here begins the irregularity again. So it's nous disons, DISONS. Vous dites, DITES. Now there are only two verbs in French. When the subject is who, you don't get the corresponding ending as EZ. Okay, so you have already learned fair, where you get who fet, F-A-I-T-E-S. Now this is the next verb where you will never get EZ. Okay, so it is who dit, D-I-T-E-S. It's not D-I-T-E-Z, D-I-T-E-S. Then you go for il and el, it's D-I-S-E-N-T, so il, these, el, these. So for écrire, it's nous écrivons, vous écrivez, ils écrivent, elles écrivent. So like V-O-N as V-E-Z and V-E-N-T. Then lire becomes nous lisons, vous lisez, ils lisent, elles lisent. So prendre is to take, dire is to tell or to say, écrire is to write, and lire is to read. Well, in this lesson, it's mostly about adjectives. So we learned possessive adjective at the beginning of the lesson. Let's move on to les adjectifs qualificatifs. Okay, this is to qualify a noun. It is a word describing a noun in some way, such as a color, size. Okay, so let's see. Now, unlike in English, in French, adjectives agree in gender and number with the noun they qualify. Okay. So when I say it agrees in gender and number, gender refers to masculine or feminine, number refers to singular or plural. Okay, well, let's try to understand it better as we go ahead. So to make an adjective feminine, we usually need to add an E to the adjective. Okay, and to make it plural, you add S. So let's see. For example, you have the adjective given there, petit, P-E-T-I-T is small. So you want to say a small boy, it goes un petit garçon. You want to say a small girl. So the girl word is feminine, you have to write P-E-T-I-T-E. Une petite fille. Now you go for plural, you want to say some small boys. So some you have already learned as D-E-S, so it goes the petits enfants. As we progress, I would like to let you know that D-E-S indefinite article changes into DE when we have the adjective written before the noun. So when I say the petit garçon, it is a DE, P-E-T-I-T-S, and then garçon with S. If it is feminine, plural, okay, you want to say some small girl. So here again it's DE, the petite fille. So adjectives should agree in number and gender with the noun they are going to describe. So if it's masculine singular, it remains the same. Feminine singular, we add an E. Masculine, feminine, plural, you keep adding an S. We have a few irregularity while learning these adjectives, okay? So not all adjectives follow the rule that I mentioned to you. So let's see. To make a masculine adjective into feminine, generally you add E. Now, if the adjective already ends with an E, then we write it exactly like that. You don't have to add an extra E. Okay, so for example, riche, R-I-C-H-E, it already ends in E, so it's the same. Adjectives ending with consonants will double the consonant and then you add E. For example, you get bon, B-O-N. So it's ending in a consonant, so you're going to double the consonant and then you add E. So B-O-N becomes B-O-N-N-E. G-R-O-S becomes G-R-O-S-S-E. I hope you're able to follow me. Consonant is doubled and then we add the E. Now, sometimes certain adjectives end in E-U-R or E-U-X. So in that context, the E-U-X and the E-U-R changes into E-U-S-E. Okay, so error means happy. It becomes errors. Delicia, delicious, becomes delicious. If it ends in ER or ET, I mean the adjective ends in ER or ET, you add E at the end and the E before the consonant takes a grave accent. Okay, so you get entier, E-N-T-I-E-R. It becomes E-N-T-I-E grave R-A. So entière, you have to pronounce the R. Discret. Okay, so what did we learn? It ends in ET, you add a E. At the same time, you have to add an accent for the E before that. So discret. Okay, now adjectives end in F. We have to change the F into VE. So nerve becomes nerve. Okay, that's new. Adjectives ending with G becomes G-U-E. For example, long becomes long, L-O-N-G-U-E. Adjectives ending with C has a different pattern. Sometimes it could be like you, instead of C, you write Q-U-E, like public becomes public, grec becomes grec. Whereas blanc, a color, you don't write Q-U-E, instead it is irregular, it goes blanche, B-L-A-N-C-H-E. So let's move on to do an exercise where you will be able to practice what you have learned. So it goes like this, mettez l'adjectif au féminin. You have to change the adjective into the feminine form. Okay? So you have a masculine noun given at the first part with the adjective, c'est un garçon content et actif. Okay? So garçon is masculine singular, you get content et actif. When you make it into feminine form, content, you just add E. Now active ends in F, so we learned, we change the F into VE. So it becomes c'est une fille contente et active. Rigour est bonne et heureux. Now B-O-N, remember we learned, it ends in a consonant, so you have to double the consonant and add an E. So Pamela est bonne, A. Heureux ends in E-U-X, so it becomes E-U-S-E, et heureuse. C'est un vieux film. So it's an old film. We will do this adjective vieux in detail as we go ahead. So the feminine form of that is V-I-E-I-L-L-E. C'est une vieille pièce. Voilà un chanteur indien. Here's an Indian singer. So you want to say an Indian singer who is a female. So it becomes voici une chanteuse indienne. C'est un gros panier. So you have a sentence, it is a big basket. So you have a next sentence, c'est une boîte. Boîte is a box and it's feminine. So you go for c'est une grosse boîte, G-R-O-S-S-E. Let's move on to understand the position of the adjectives. Okay, not all adjectives are written before the noun. We need to know when it is written before the noun and when it is written after the noun. Okay, so adjectives which generally describe the beauty or the age or how good or bad something or someone is, and when you want to mention about the size like tall or short, all these adjectives are written before the noun. Okay, so you have an example, a beautiful girl. You're describing the girl, the beauty of the girl. So it becomes une jolie fille. A young woman. Young is jeune, so you get une jeune femme. Okay, so it's written before the noun. A small dog, un petit chien. So you're referring to the size of the object. A bad smell, so une mauvaise odeur. Okay, so adjectives of beauty, age, you're going to say whether it's good or bad, you're going to describe about its size. All these categories of adjectives are always written before the noun. Now, if the adjective is shorter, that is also placed before the noun. If the adjective, like when you consider the spelling, it's a longer word than the noun, it will be written after the noun. So, un petit livre, a small book. Une histoire intéressante, an interesting story. Okay, so the word intéressante is like in spelling, it looks bigger than the noun, so it is written after. Adjectives of color, shape, nationality are always placed after the noun. Okay, in English you say a red pen, a black pencil. Okay, so it is in English. If you think in English, you may go wrong. It is written before, but in French, if you are using an adjective which refer to the color, the shape or nationality, it is always written after the noun. Okay, so you get une robe rouge, a red dress. Une table ronde, a round table. An ami Italian, referring to the nationality, an Italian friend. So having learned the adjectives and having learned the different verbs that we have here, which end in RE, the regular and the irregular, I think we are in a position to do the dialogues of this lesson. So now it's going to be over to Madame Alice. You're going to listen to her and understand how to get the correct pronunciation. Okay? And we'll come back after that.
L'anniversaire. Bon anniversaire, Melissa. Tu es mignonne. Ta robe est très élégante. Merci. C'est un cadeau de ma cousine de l'Amérique pour mon anniversaire. C'est vraiment coquette. Son choix est bon. Cette jupe bleue te va bien. Viens pour la soirée. Tu peux rencontrer ma cousine Cécile. Apporte un paquet de bonbons. Marc vient avec un gâteau au chocolat. Nous pouvons nous amuser bien à la forêt. À ce soir. L'anniversaire, birthday. Happy birthday, Melissa. You're cute. Your dress is very elegant. Thank you. This is a gift from my cousin from America for my birthday. It's really stylish. Her choice is good. This blue skirt suits you well. Come for the party. You can meet my cousin Cecil. Bring a packet of sweets. Mark is coming with a chocolate cake. We can enjoy ourselves well in the party. See you in the evening. À la soirée. Luca arrive chez Melissa avec un grand cadeau. Ah, entre. Tous les amis sont ici. On vous attend. Voilà mon petit cadeau pour toi. Merci, mon chéri. Où est ta cousine Cécile? La voilà, souriante, bavardant avec le garçon blond. Oh, elle est magnifique avec les yeux bleus. Ça suffit, viens vers nous. Tous les amis sont heureux. Ils souhaitent bon anniversaire à Melissa. At the party, Luca arrives at Melissa's house with a big gift. Ah, come in. All the friends are here. We're waiting for you. Here's my small gift for you. Thank you, my dear. Where's your cousin Cecile? There she is, smiling and chatting with a blond boy. Oh, she's magnificent with the blue eyes. Here she comes. All the friends are happy. They wish happy birthday to Melissa.
So I hope it was interesting listening to Madame Alice. I would like you to just go through all that we have done today, and we'll get back for the next class. Okay, thank you.